वो अमल है जिसमें दो लोग इस तरह रहते हैं कि एक दूसरे को रहने नहीं देते. Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Lava podcast. I'm Gunjan.
I'm Rajiv.
Rajiv,
So
just a
what
loose
you were
translation
saying,
of yes,
I,
please.
that marriage is something that you cannot live or without, with or without.
Yes, and then there's
Yeah,
a saying that marriages are made in heaven.
yeah. But
And
my next statement is that then why are they lived in hell?
and I want to peel the onion and explore the part of finding the right person, which people say, but I somehow feel that you have to be that right person for the other person. You don't have to find the right person. But mostly, I want to cover the matrimonial sites and the dating apps. If they are made in heaven, if everything is pre-decided, and how can an algorithm or a website can decide that who is a better match for this person?
Matchmaking.
How? That's a
They cannot.
big question, and yes, and what all is going on these days with the dating apps and
Yeah.
websites. In
So
fact, I was
yeah.
reading it somewhere that even LinkedIn has become a dating.
See, ultimately, any social media app becomes a dating app. So that's a human nature. That they succumb to the what we call as the lowest common denominator. Almost every, I think this is just the nature of the game.
So,
And
are we trying to say that there is so much of loneliness, or people are so much not contented with what they have right now, that wherever they get a chance, even in grocery stores,
hmm.
people go and they seek for someone with whom they can
Yeah,
spend rest of their
so
lives.
anything, people go to temples or mosques and all, majority of the thing, it started with, more of a community, like connecting people, connecting youth. So everything gets overshadowed with attracting the opposite gender. Now we can talk about the things, the apps and algorithms and all that. We can certainly, one thing at a time, but it is very interesting to observe. And my thinking is that it happens because everybody is seeking love, but nobody is willing to give it.
Very well said.
So what is happening is that, like you said, that if everybody starts focusing on being the right person for somebody, whoever it is, doesn't matter. I think all the problems will be solved. The problem is that everybody is trying to find the right person for themselves. And how do you find? And that's where I think all this, the dating apps, in India we do the Kundalis, matching stars, star signs, you name it. Everything comes in because now you're trying to find out who is the right person for me rather than thinking that who for whom am I the right person.
I want to bring in two things here, Rajiv. There are two sayings, and both of them go very correctly in a different manner. Uh, One is opposite attracts. Another one is your vibe attracts your tribe. Now, when I say opposite attracts in context of marriage, it's like there is something which is missing with one partner and another person is filling that gap,
Compliment.
complementing each other.
Yes.
Another one that your vibe attracts your tribe. It's like your core values, how you think, what you think. Even I'm not sure if people discuss uh, their particular
Political and religious, but those are not core values. You see, core values shift. Now that this is the other thing that I think a lot of people,
miss,
we mistake with is that we are not static. We are not cast in stone.
right?
If when I was growing up, till the age of maybe I don't know, 10, 12, 15, I don't remember. I was very, very orthodox and religious. But I became an atheist,
That's a
when
discovery
I
for me
started.
that you were religious.
Yeah, my fan number one, who knows nothing about me. But the main thing is that we evolve. We read, we listen, we talk to people. Our, yes, fundamental values. There are. I would say that the core values and core behavior does not change. And for example, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and the impression she had was that I'm a very extrovert person. And I said, you'll be amazed to know that I have close to zero social circle. I know only hardly 5 to 7 people, very close friends, but we don't go partying. And she was like amazed because based on my outward behavior, what I do in the office, how I interact with, other people, it comes across I'm a very extrovert person, but I'm not. So the core values you can hide, what your behavior traits are because you have role to play in society, at workplace, at home, everywhere. And that's where I think a lot of the confusion and all these things that you said come in play because what people see may or may not be the true you.
See, Rajiv, I think, and this is my personal opinion, till the time you're not living with that person, you will not know him. Even if you're childhood friends, like best friends, BFF, till the time you're not living with that person, you'll not know that person.
So are
That's
you are you
given.
promoting
I'm
living
not promoting
relationship before marriage?
anything like no, I'm not promoting anything. If you think that, oh, I'm getting married to this person, I know this person enough, and I was like, no, darling, you
I
don't
don't
know
agree with
this.
that, and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
You've been living with your husband for what, 10, 12, 15 years. I've been living with my
20,
wife for 20 years,
20.
right? So I've been, me and my wife have been married for almost 30 plus years. She still complains that, I don't know her and she doesn't know me. So
So
it has no, see, what I'm trying to say is that each of us evolve every day,
yes, and I
right?
wrote this, and I told you, right? More I delve in, less I know about you.
Yeah.
It's it's there that
So
more
then,
I spend time with
then,
that person, less I know about this person. Oh, acha. Oh, acha. Okay, that's a discovery. That's a surprise for me.
yeah.
So, yes, it's never enough.
But then the question is that, what you're saying is all whether you live with the person or not, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, it does. It doesn't. But there are things which will matter, and there are things which will not matter.
Yeah. Yeah. There'll be certain, at least you will observe the unguarded and unmasked individual. What happens is when we are meeting each other, socializing, we're quoting, and we are outside of our comfort zone. We definitely behave. We put on our best behavior. We try to, not everybody, but yeah, we try. Mostly everybody does, but some people do not.
Yeah, and there are
And then
cases
what?
where girls are surely they want person to say no, they'll be like in their worst behavior and still personally like, no, no, I want to marry this girl. So we have seen those cases as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
yeah.
that yeah, but those are exceptions.
Mhm.
The main thing is that the behavior when you say that if knowing the person when you live with the person, yes, you will at least understand the traits of the person. How is the person when nobody else is watching, when the society is not watching. And that I think, yes, it unmasks, the individuals to a certain level. But there are things that you may never know about a person because he himself or herself has not confronted those things or actually, surfaced those to himself. If I have been lying to myself all through my life, there's no way anybody else living with me would be able to even understand the lies I have been living. That is only in exceptional cases that they will surface. So that's why most of these dating apps, social apps, even all the stars aligned, still the marriages fall apart, the relationships fall apart because we are not true to ourselves.
Okay. Like, can you just peel the onion? True to ourselves means what?
So let's say that, you know, I really don't like something, or I really love something, or actually, let's say that I'm very greedy at heart. Let's take a negative this thing. I'm very, very greedy at heart. So I'm very miser and greedy. No, but I don't think so. What I go to the temple and I will, or to charity, I will, you know, give charity. I go to, different occasions. I don't, I suppress that, but I'm always miserable. Whenever I part with my money or my belonging, I will not be able to give my, used clothes or used things to anybody. So there are certain traits that I have been trying to mask with my outward behavior. So that's where I'm lying to myself and I will never show it. But there is that underlying, feeling of anger, feeling of, misery. That why do I have to give this? Why do I? So, and my cynicism will show up in a different way. So what happens is that our suppressed behaviors manifest themselves in a very, very different way. What will happen is that I will become very cynical. I'll say all these, charity things are, fake. They are the thing. So I will find reasons. I'll go to temple and, or I may give, outwardly I will say, oh, I'll give 100 rupees, but I'll go and drop 1 rupee, 5 or 10 rupees or something like that, right? So essentially, my behavior will keep mask, and I'm lying to myself, and I'm so convinced that I'm not greedy and I'm not miser because of the actions I do. And because of that, my underlying behavior will not surface. But it may surface in a very unexpected situation where it is not warranted. And then everybody will be surprised. Oh, how can you do that? Oh, and I never thought that you would not do this. So
This
that I think is the one of the problems.
Yes, and again, Rajiv, I somehow feel being a Shah Rukh fan, and he said this thing once that feelings are very reflective. If you love someone, they'll know it. If you hate someone, they'll know it. If you are angry about something, they'll know it. Now, if your wife said that, okay, I want you to make this donation, you'll make it because your wife is saying so. However, inside you are like, Q, why? I'm not spending this
So
money.
that's what I'm saying. So
That's
what happens is
exactly.
that
So maybe you're not expressing it that time, but somehow later it will be like, making a mountain of a mole. It will come out in some manner where it was
yes,
least expected.
yes,
Ki, what
because
happened here?
all our
It was,
emotions,
I didn't see this coming. And
all
it's
our emotions are
given,
exactly
yes.
like that. If you keep suppressing, repressing, then there will be it's like a pressure cooker thing. The
True.
pressure keeps building up and it will blow up at the most unwarranted moment. And that causes a lot of grief and confusion because people didn't expect it. You yourself did not expect it. And then now suddenly, you see your ugly face and, you start hating yourself even more.
Uh, so Rajiv, when we talk about that, we are at best of our behavior because we are going to meet this person and having those layers on
The
ourselves,
masks, yeah.
masks on ourselves. When we talk about dating apps or matrimonial apps, you fill everything.
Hmm.
And at least I expect that person to be genuine so that match is like, 100% or 90% or whatever the algorithm is. These apps, they use a lot of psychometric analysis, psychology analysis. There's a
Yeah.
lot of AI which is integrated.
Yes.
Still,
these days. Yes. Yeah.
still, they fall apart.
Yes.
How? Why?
So, we will not go into the technology because that becomes a different track. Algorithms and all that, they try to, and they are working correctly. But what happens is that this again goes back to what I was trying to say. Even when we are filling surveys, any survey, you as a conscious being, human being, you are aware of why are you filling the survey. I can guarantee you, that most of us are filling the survey, which is not again true to ourselves. Why? Because your intention is to attract the maximum people. So your intention is to impress other people. So you will still be on your best behavior. There's no See, this is where very interesting things happen around the AI and all the metrics and all that. So what would it ask? Taste in music, you talk about some of the, movies, books, they'll give some random scenario, what would you do in this and all that. They're trying to psychologically evaluate you. But if that were so easy, we would not need the psychiatrists that work years and years and years on people and still they cannot solve those problems.
Very
We
well
have
said.
to understand that we are conscious beings. We are very aware of what we are doing, and we are aware of the masks that we wear. But because we do not acknowledge them, we become miserable. That's the only fundamental difference.
Yeah, and no one will write I'm a miser. No one will write I hate cooking.
Exactly. Yeah.
No one will write that
Yeah.
I'm very unorganized person and I
Yeah.
like it's my mess and I
And
loving
some
it.
people
I get
do.
where this is
Yeah.
coming from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Some people do. Some people say, "Oh, I hate cooking." Some people may say, I hate this
Yeah.
thing.
I don't
They
say
think that
hate,
they
I
are
say I don't know how to cook.
Yeah, but the thing is that is not true, right? You may be a mediocre cook rather than a chef, or maybe a miserable cook, or no, different gradient of cooking. Or you may love to cook something more than the other. But a binary question saying I like, hate, or love cooking, that doesn't describe any person. So what happens is that sometimes even there you are trying to impress that, hey, somebody should not have undue expectation of me,
Yes.
right? So you are still faking it. So ultimately it becomes that you are answering those surveys or questions with full understanding of that somebody else is going to read, and that is the kind of person you want to attract. And that's where the fallacy is. So, it would be, I would love to talk to a psychologist, somebody who can actually tell me, is there any psychometric test that can truly tell me who I am? Which
It's
my
a
position as of right now is that no.
Yeah, it's a very deep question. It
Yeah.
takes years and years and years to discover who you are.
And yeah, and still you may not discover yourself.
It's still, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I think these algorithms and these, apps and all that, uh, I personally think that they are more towards, or the way you want to look at them is that they are more towards, you know, telling you who you may like, not somebody who's your soulmate. So then you meet up with the person, then you do your own digging, and then you be as genuinely honest with the other person as you can. And
There's
you
one
know,
more factor, Rajiv, I feel that you look for longevity. Again, as you said, soulmates. You're looking for longevity.
but why?
That exactly my point. That why people look for longevity and then they can grow in same direction. Good for them.
Yeah,
But when they
yeah,
grow in opposite directions,
yeah,
then they really need to sit and talk about
yeah,
it, which
yeah.
does not
Yeah,
happen.
and that's why marriages are made in heaven, but they are lived in hell. That's why that statement, rings true.
Mhm. Right,
So,
right.
because there's a lot of social pressure, there's a lot of social stigma, there's a lot of other things that even you yourself, have obligation. Let's say you have a family, then obviously, if you both are working, you have a lifestyle, the family pressure, social pressure, then, it's not very simple. It is a very
It's
complex
more
situation.
about awareness, Rajiv. This generation, where I talk about, they know, they have seen everything, and they have seen joint
No,
family,
but
they
this
have seen
generation is
nuclear
totally screwed
families.
up.
See,
No,
living
I'm just,
alone is hard. Living alone is hard. Living with someone is hard. You have to
no,
choose your own hard. And as
no,
our
no,
modest
I
Rajiv
don't think
Nanda
so.
said, that you have to choose the regrets you can live with. So you
Yes,
have to pick your
yes.
heart. It's not that living alone
But
is
it is not
very
hard.
easy and you can live the way you like. It's not that easy.
No, I see that I think it is easy. If you if you are true to yourself and you love your own company and
Not
you're
every
okay.
day. Not every day you want to see those empty walls.
Yeah, but no, nobody's saying that you be, you are in solitary confinement every day. Who says that? Who's stopping you to go and flirt? Who is stopping you to go and, meet with people? Who's stopping you to go and, party? See, the thing is, people think about all these things in binaries. If I'm alone, I'm alone. Then, I have to live a alone life. Then they get into, these babas and spiritualism and all that just to fill that void.
Uh,
And
okay. I mean, I'll disagree. Now people are getting more into hobbies like learning a new language, uh,
yes,
some
that's
soft
good.
skills, dance skills. So yes,
Yes. Those are also
everything is
forms
there.
of socializing. Yes.
It is, it is, and
Yes.
yes, hobbies, they somehow give you a drive, and
Yes.
people are getting into those hobbies,
Yeah.
and it's good. It's good,
But you
but
see,
again,
what my statement is not that that is the only way. What I'm saying is that the hobbies, the socializing, and everything, is an integral part of your life. So even if you are alone, you should never be lonely. Even if you are with somebody else.
it's easy to say, yeah. Huh. Even if you're with
Okay.
someone and there's no guarantee you'll be lonely. So,
Yeah, that's
yes,
exactly what I was going to say. That
yes,
even
yes,
if you are,
I can read your mind.
the
I know what
wavelength.
was coming, jokes apart, but all I'm trying to say is that yes, it's very easy to say that okay, it's different than being alone, than being lonely. You can be in a family of 50 people and still you can be lonely. It's very easy to say, but yes, a person who are living alone, the kind of depressions have spiked up. It's sad. It is sad
But the
that
question is why? See, why if you are alone, you should be in the best company you have yourself. So actually it is a very interesting question that why would a person who is alone would go into depression? Why is it? I don't have the answer, but that's something that would be a very interesting question to probe because that means the person being alone is still lonely. It should not be. I should be my best company. Yes, I
was
agree that the introverts and extroverts, you go and meet people, nobody's stopping you from doing that. But the thing is, we
Rajiv,
confine
life
ourselves
is,
to our own
yeah,
walls.
life is not like a straight line. There are ups,
It
there are
should never
downs.
be. You're
Yes,
down. You're
it's
dead
not,
when it's a
yes.
straight line.
So there are things you're looking forward to. There are things you want to achieve. There are things that you want to get rid of. Anything in life,
Mm,
which is
mm.
an achievement, or get achieving a milestone, getting to a place, anything.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
share it with someone.
yes,
Good news, bad news,
yeah,
no news. You want that.
yeah, I agreed. But are
And
you saying that, that a person who is alone has like zero social connections?
I'm not saying that it's not that person will always be available for you when you want to talk.
That's fine. You can wait. The celebration doesn't have to be exactly on the same day.
That
You
moment
can
goes away.
celebrate 3 months down the line.
If I'm feeling happy, ecstatic about a thing, I want to celebrate. It's that moment that I want to
Yeah, okay. So,
share
okay.
that news.
But,
After that, it's just that
is the person phone call away? As of, you see, in today's day and age, if the other person is not available for you when you reach out to the other person, then you are stuck with the wrong person. That is your problem. You need to get rid of that person as soon as possible. That is a very, very simple, equation in my life. If the person that you is not there even to share joy, forget about sorrow or this thing. There actually is a true test of, remember I talked about say-do ratio, right? So if you have a joyous moment and the person that you want to share the joy with does not pick your call or does not respond to your message, that is the first person you should dump from your life.
Well, yeah, I don't feel like putting people on test. No, there's this line by Jagdeep
No,
Singh.
it should,
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah. I
should.
mean, see, I don't know what other person is into.
Doesn't really matter.
Maybe, all right,
So unless
all
the
right.
person
So
is
the
living in
line
a,
goes. So the
the
line
if the
goes. No, no,
person,
no.
if the
Let me
no, no,
finish.
let me finish.
Let
Let me
me
finish.
finish. Line goes. परखिए मत परखने से कोई अपना नहीं रहता. So I really do not want to
Yeah,
put
good.
anybody under
Yeah,
any
I do
test.
not want fake people in my life. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm saying. That is why people are lonely, even when they are alone. Why? Because they have incorrect expectations from incorrect people.
So you're saying expect disappointment, then you'll not be disappointed.
No, you should not have the person in your life that will not respond to your message or a call when you have something to share. And I'm not saying that person is waiting for your call, person is very busy or something, but nobody is as busy as that. Hey, even let's say the person is let's say a 12-hour flight and trying to reach the person. But if the person is there for you, the first thing he or she will do is as soon as they see the message, respond back right away. Oh, I was in a flight, let me call you in 5 minutes. Even if you're stuck in, let's say, in a place where you cannot, nobody is busy 24/7. So that's where I think the problem becomes. That is where people go into depression because you are expecting, and this is related to marriage the same way that you're expecting something that the other person is not willing to give, and you keep expecting that, and vice versa. You are not willing to give what the other person is expecting.
Okay, we'll keep that aside, Rajiv. That other person is not giving or not expecting or whatever. How many people are there for whom you leave everything? And I'm not talking about your kids. I know they're special. How many people are there in your life for whom you leave everything? You'll just like, I'm on my way. I'm coming. How many people are there in your life like that?
I have 2, 3 people.
2, 3. Okay,
Yeah,
good to know.
more than enough.
More than enough.
I'm not there for the world. Right?
Yes,
So
yes.
you
You
see,
have to
you
be
have to
very
understand.
clear about that.
You
Yes.
have to understand that this is not something that it is a charity. Your emotions, your energy, everything is not a charity to be spread around the world.
Yes.
Those are very special to me. There are people I know, maybe it's not just 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 or whatever. But yes, I will open my heart and my life and everything for certain people, no matter where I am in the world. And it doesn't always have to be that physically you're getting on the plane or so, you are there for the person. It's a, that's the mindset versus the physical proximity.
Yes, and I don't know how many, I mean, we drifted a little away from the topic of marriages which are made in heaven, and then we wanted to talk about
But that's also true. You
absent.
see, but the question is that would husband and wife do that? If marriages are made in heaven, not out of compulsion, not because you are obligated, not because you feel obligated, because you really, really want to. That's the difference. So whether it is marriage, whether it's friendships, whether it is any other relationship, if you feel you're obligated to show up, then you're just faking it.
Very, very well said, Rajiv. And thank you so much for this deep discussion. I really want if someone can come, they can talk about websites and what's going on in real world right now.
If somebody has used, definitely.
Do visit our website, thelielama.com, THELIELLAMA.com. Like, share, subscribe. Rajiv, closing comments from your side.
So, there's a very good quotation by somebody called William Hazlitt. And he says that the art of life is to know how to enjoy a little and to endure much.
Very well said,
And
Rajiv.
that, I would say,
I want
goes for even marriage and
Yes.
everything else.
I want to recycle the one Rajiv has used it earlier, and Rajiv has written this. I'm the spoken artist for the couplet that he wrote once. मंजिलों के निशान नजर आने लगे तो जाना हमने कि हम राही से तुम हम सफर ना बन सके मेरे. Did I do the justice, Rajiv, or was it a miss or?
No, that's good. Perfect.
Right on the point. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.